I'm Alison Tweed, and I'm the Chief Executive of Bookaid International. We're a UK-based charity, and we work in partnership with UK publishers and local partners across Africa, but also we're increasing the work that we're doing with displaced populations, particularly refugee populations in the Middle East. So a big focus on Syrian refugees in Jordan, in Lebanon, speaking to a Turkish publisher on this trip about supporting some of the refugee camps in southern Turkey as well. And my job is really to lead the organisation, to develop our work, to find new partnerships and to lead us forward, really. But we're a small team, so we're all involved in all aspects of the work. And I've been working for the charity for nearly 10 years, and I still look forward to getting out of bed every morning and doing it. I think what we do is, while there are other charities that donate books, I think the work that we do in partnership, building capacity and working with librarians is pretty special. And that partnership I've met so many great people doing wonderful projects, and it's the partnership for us that's really motivating. Yeah, I mean, there are lots of shocking statistics related to reading and literacy in Africa. And I mean, it's true that even now, only about 65% of people in Africa are literate. However, there is progress. 25 years ago, under 50% were literate. And so I think we need to be really aware of the challenges, but also celebrate the progress that's being made on all fronts to get people literate and to get people reading. So at Bookaid International, we try and focus on the positives while being aware of the challenges. And for me, I see all around me examples of progress, and that's what we like to celebrate. The project is to create a community library in Zanzibar, and many people associate Zanzibar with holidays and beaches and relaxation, but it's a place, fast-growing young populations, insufficient resources in schools, and very few places to access books. In 2018, I went to Zanzibar and I met the head of the library service there, Sichana Fum, very dynamic lady, and we've worked with them for a long time. And she said to me, "You know, Alison, I've got this dream. We've got these 3 containers in the back of our compound. I'll take you and show you them," which she did. And she said, there's a community outside Stone Town which has no access to the library, and the girls there are not really allowed out of the house to travel long distances to go to the library. And I've got this dream to make a container library for them in a place that the council's found for me. And I said, well, we can certainly help you with the books, but we haven't got the funds for the capital project. And so when the APIF grant opportunity came up, we thought perhaps this might be something that would appeal to APIF with their focus on libraries and giving communities access to books. So we applied, and we were successful, and they very generously funded the whole cost of creating the library. So we transferred a large part of the grant to the Zanzibar Library Services, and they began work transforming the containers, putting 3 containers together in the compound, cutting the windows, cutting the doors, putting in the electricity and the mats and the roof, and the shelving for the books and mats for the children to sit on. So they were very occupied with that part of the project. And meanwhile, in the UK, we sourced for them around 5,000 books from our collection of books in our Camberwell warehouse. So we're supported by over 100 publishers in the UK, all of the large publishers and a lot of smaller independent publishers as well. And we worked with the library service to select the books that they wanted to put into this container library, and packed them up on pallets and sent them to the library service. And we also gave the library service a grant to buy locally published books in Kiswahili, a few in Arabic. We sent them one of the Kalimat Pleasure Library Arabic collections as well. So now they've got not only the books that we sent from the UK, but also their locally published books and the books in Arabic. So together it makes a great collection for the community. So that was all. It all happened quite quickly, and I think that's the advantage of the container library concept and the fact that we had a very worked through idea before we applied for the grant. It was all done in just over 4 months, and it was launched in September. So great excitement. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we weren't able to travel out for the launch, but we got plenty of photos and stories, and it looks fantastic. For me personally, because I'm based in London and I haven't yet had a chance to go out and see the library in action, I've really appreciated not only the support from APIF and the deep interest they've taken. I mean, it's always particularly gratifying to work with a funder who's genuinely interested in what you're doing, and they want to hear the reports. They ask quite deep questions, which certainly on the application form they did. It was quite a searching application process. And they've taken strong interest in the development of the project. So that's been very rewarding. We've learnt a lot. But also in this conference, the opportunity to meet the other grantees, because so much of what we do is working in partnership with other organisations, with NGOs, with library services. Our role is to support the projects that other people are trying to launch, as well as having our own projects. And so I think I've managed to find a connection with each of this year's grantees, and either a promise to supply books or an opportunity to work together with digital, with the Kitabu, and also with some of last year's grant recipients. So we're working with BookBunk in Kenya, helping them restock the Macmillan Library, and also with Exposing Hope, who are building the library in Kakuma, where we also work. So that opportunity to use the APIF connections to make further connections and start new projects, for me, I always find that really exciting. I mean, I think very simply a book-rich environment, so an environment where access to books is for everybody and not just for people in cities or people near big towns. I think it's a complicated challenge, really, and I think it needs the efforts of a wide range of players, so the publishers, the bookshop chains, funders, libraries, governments, everybody has a part to play. But I think collaboration is the way forward, and people working collaboratively, not just in their own little channels, but people getting together to find solutions together. And also an environment where books are coming from a whole range of places. So locally published books are amplified and available. International books are also available in bookshops, so people can have access, and I think access is the biggest challenge of all.